So you were here to make me look pretty.
Here to help you make an impression. Now, usually they dress people in clothes from their district.
Yeah, we're always coal miners.
Yeah, but I don't want to do that. I want to do something that they're going to remember. Did they explain about trying to get sponsors?
Yeah, but I'm not very good at making friends.
Chances are you've already seen that scene because a lot of you went to see it this past weekend. It was by far the #1 movie in America. And the Hunger Games phenomenon, of course, we're talking about is just beginning. Just ask the director, Gary Ross.
He already has to start thinking about keeping the magic alive as he prepares to direct the first sequel. Gary Ross, good morning.
Good morning. Nice to see you.
Explain the phenomenon. What is it that makes this a bestseller and a very successful movie?
Well, you know, it's funny. I talked to a lot of kids who'd read the book before I ever started, Charlie. And it was interesting because obviously it's this spectacle. It's completely engaging. It's this harrowing premise. And you would expect that to be the thing that attracted them. But to a kid, they all talked about Katniss, her humanity, how she connected with Rue, how she felt about her sister, how she grew as a person. I mean, it really surprised me, and and I think that's really what's at the heart of this, that in this brutal system, in this brutal culture, in a futuristic authoritarian culture, this is a girl who fights to stay human.
Yeah.
And knows what it means. And once she draws that line, right, once she hears that bell, she can't unring the bell. Once she knows who she is as an individual, she can't go back. And I think, weirdly, that's a very reassuring thing to kids at the same time.
I totally agree, because I have to say, Gary, I had a little bit of a wake-up call for me, because I went to see it and I walked out of there just so shaken because I thought it was so violent and it was so graphic and the kids are getting hurt. But we had a group of high school kids in here the other day, and you know what they said? We know it's not reality. If anything, we're taking the lessons of we're taking lessons from the movie about what to do and not to do. We in no way think that this is real, which I thought was really interesting, because I walked out thinking, what message does it send?
Sure. Well, it's not gratuitous violence in any way. There's a social context for it. Yeah. I mean, look, kids face a brutal and difficult and uncertain future. And like I said, I think it's a question of how human can I stay when I have to scratch and claw for my own survival, when I have to fight for my own survival. How do I preserve the piece of me that's human? And I think that's what the books do, obviously what we try to do in the movie. And so, you know, I really do think she's at the heart, Katniss, and her journey is at the heart of why the thing's successful.
She's played by Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh, my God.
Loved her.
Oh, my God.
Loved her.
There's nothing.
So if you're a director and she walks in for a test.
It's ridiculous, Charlie. I'd never, as I told you before, I'd never seen an audition like this. I think
How so? How so?
Oh, it floored me. It was like, you know, I could see the whole movie. Forget about casting Jen. I saw, oh my God, not only is this going to work, but it's going to have nuance and colors that I couldn't even imagine. I think she's once a generation.
I was wondering what it means to you personally, Gary, because can I say I've seen all 3 Gary Ross movies. This is your 3rd Pleasantville. I saw that one. I saw this one. And I saw your 3rd. So what does this is by far, I think, the biggest for you. What does it mean to you personally?
Well, they're all my children. You
Are
know.
they?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I love Pleasantville just as much as I love the Hunger Games, you know. I mean, I love Big, which is 20 years ago. Yes, there's a massive phenomenon around this, but, you know, you're attached to all of them.
All of them?
Yeah, of course.
When you look at this movie and its appeal to kids, was there a sense that you could go so far but not further? Did you have to edit yourself at all?
Only for purposes of what the storytelling actually was. I mean, it wasn't an issue of restraint or for ratings purposes or anything like that. It was that this is shot from her point of view. So the perception of the violence is what counts. It's how she sees and feels this. It isn't popping wide to. I don't need to luridly show some bloodbath, Charlie.
Or gratuitous violence.
Of course not.
But it is kids killing kids.
Yes, but it's her perception of what's going on around her. So there is a certain restraint built into that that's appropriate. In other words, I don't need to pop wide and show, you know, the Battle of Waterloo. I need to be in Katniss's point of view for the harrowing glimpses that she's feeling all around her. And so, you know, it was fortunate in that respect, you know.
No, and you certainly took us there. You did. I thought your choice of shots was very interesting, because a lot of times there were really tight shots that I really did feel that I was right there with Jennifer,
Yes.
Candace, the whole time.
Yeah.
And she really seems to have her head screwed on straight to me, just in the interviews that I've seen.
Oh my gosh.
That I heard that she said she was reluctant at first because she wasn't sure if she was ready for her life to change the way it's certainly going to change.
Yeah, you know, you're 21 years old.
Yeah.
You're a new actor. You're going to get thrown into what we realize is kind of a pop culture vortex, right? But the thing about Jennifer is she has such a depth of talent. She's such an accomplished actor that she's more interested in acting than being famous.
This could also change your life in a way?
I've always enjoyed my career, and the important thing to me isn't really, you know, if it does X $100 million. The important thing to me is, do I find a piece of material I connect with, that I see clearly? Because what I do every day is make a movie.
But is there some kind of contractual commitment to make other editions of this for other movies as it moves forward?
Well, we're beginning that process right now.
And the author's happy with what she's seen?
Oh, yeah. We talk all the time. Yeah.
Great to see
you. She is. Great to see you.
Gary Ross.
Congratulations.
Thank you.